Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. Something new here on the channel. We're going to do some bowling with all-time greats using Bowl-O-Rama by Play.com. First time doing this, so bear with me. I might be a little slow. And if you notice any mistakes, please let me know in the chat or in the comments if you're watching this after it's been taped. So first thing you do is you split all the bowlers into 8 stacks, which I've already done, and we're going to go through the preliminary round here. And what you do is you roll 2 dice, 2 6-sided dice, and you get a result from 2 to 12, and you read what the results is. Some will say like 3 drawn bowlers, so you draw 3 out of this stack and they'll advance to the round of 24, and so forth and so on. So let's get started here with the preliminary round. First stack is over here to your left, and we roll a 4, which is the 3 highest average bowlers. So we look here, we'll find the 3 highest average. A 213 so far, a 219, and a 210. So you need to beat a 210, and John is out because we have a 219. 216 won't make it. Norm Duke with a 224, he'll get in, and that will eliminate the 213. So now you need a 219. 225, that'll eliminate one of the 219s, and we'll roll for that here if they both stay in. A 222, so neither one of them stays in, so we don't have to worry with that. And a 212, so the 3 bowlers that's advancing is Norm Duke, Tommy Jones, and Jason Couch. In that group, we move over to group number 2, and it is an 8, draw 1 bowler to advance, and then the 2 highest. So we'll roll a D20, and it's 14. So we'll go through here, and the 14th bowler will advance. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And that will be Pete Weber will advance. And now we get the 2 highest bowlers, a 215, a 223, a 217, a 214, a 211, a 211, a 207, a 208, and a 212. So the next 2 bowlers is Mikolai Kovalin and Doug Kent. Okay, we go to group number 3 now. And that is a 5, which is the 3 highest bowlers. First up is Johnson. He is a 14. Pete is a 12. And Allen is a 206. So I doubt if he stays in. As a matter of fact, no. There's a 212. 208 doesn't make it. Chris Barnes, a 224. He'll definitely make it. And right now we will be getting rid of one of the 212s. Put them like that for now in case they make it in. 215, so neither one of the 212s make it. How's it going? CLXP. Let's see here. Asher doesn't make it with a 208. Patrick Allen with a 222 does. And that gets rid of Johnson with a 214. And Parker Bone with a 228 makes it. And that gets rid of Ballard Jr. Group number 4 is a 6, draw 1 bowler, and advance the 2 highest. So a 5. See who number 5 is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is Troop, Gumpy Troop with a 214 average. And now the 2 highest remaining bowlers. You got a 211, a 211, a 202 won't, a 215 will, and a 214 will. So both of the 211s are eliminated. 210 won't make it. And a 212 won't make it. So you got Joe Bernardi and Don McCune. Alrighty, now we go to group number 5. And that is an 8, draw 1 bowler, and the top 2 advance. And that'll be number 9. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That'll be George Pappas with a 211 average will advance. And now the 2 highest remaining. We got a 201. I don't think that's going to make it, so we'll just put him down here. 207. 212. 221. 215. 216. 215. And a 210. So David Oza and Brian Voss will advance to the round of 24. Next group is a 6 again, draw 1 and the 2 highest bowlers. That'll be a 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 is Skew Forscombe, 210 average. How's it going, Al? Oh, you're welcome, Al. Not a problem, man. So many people's helped me out. I don't mind helping out. And like I say, a great video, great match by Connors and McEnroe, by the way. Go check out Al Red Sox channel. He did a great Let's Play tennis match last night. Okay, now the 2 highest. You got Gary Dinkins with a 216. Mark Roth, a 220. A 210 won't make it. A 211 won't make it. 215 won't make it. A 213 won't make it. A 216 won't make it, and a 214. So Roth and Dickinson will be moving on. And down to the last 2 here. We got a 7, that's draw 1 bowler, and the highest 2 advance. And that's a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mark McGrath with a 213 on advance. 212, 211, another 211, 209 won't, another 212, so the 211s are eliminated. 213, so the 212s, one of them is going to be another 213, and Earl Anthony with a 217, so we will roll. Even, it'll be Baker that it goes on, and odd, it'll be Mike. It's even, so Tommy Baker will advance. Oh, I love the golf, History Maker Golf, Al. I haven't gotten the soccer or the hockey yet, so I don't know much about the soccer, but the golf is awesome. Oh, me and you both. Earl Anthony was my favorite bowler. I'm glad he advanced at least to the round of 24. Yep. Old lefty. All righty, here we go. The last set here, group number 8. And we got a 7. That is draw 1 bowler. And the highest 2 advance. That'll be an 11. Of course, it couldn't be a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That'll be Ernie Sequel with a 210 average. Let's see who joins him in the last group. 212, 223, 210 won't, 213 will. There's two 213s right now. Another 213 and a 212. So let's do it like this for these 213s. So Walter Ray Williams Jr. will advance. And we'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 1. So Dick Weber eliminates his brother, I think, Wayne Weber and Mark Williams. So now we'll reshuffle these ones that got eliminated first. We'll put them in a pile of 4s and roll some dice here and decide who gets 1 money point and who gets 2 money points. Just like in most play games, stacks don't have to be exactly even. So there's about half, and half. Alrighty, so we'll roll 2 dice. The highest 2 get points, the lowest 2 don't get any points. So first up will be the top stack there. They get an 8. I'll write that down. Top left gets an 8. Top right will be next. They get a 5. Top right gets a 5. Bottom left gets a 10. Whoa, and the dice goes everywhere. And the bottom right gets a 10 also. So the top right is eliminated. and so is the top left. They don't get any points, those bowlers. And now, since it was a tie, we'll re-roll. It'll be the left first, gets a 7 and a 3. So these bowlers here will get 2 points, and these bowlers are only get 1. So you got Smith, Peterson, Wiseman, Cutter, Burnett, Charter, Zane, Allen, Allison, Beach, and Johnson all get 1 point. Put these there. And getting 2 points will be Burton, Durbin, Cook, Davis, Carter, Goodman, Hudson, Petrogola, Lobb, and Zykes. Be getting 2 points. Now we'll reshuffle to 24. We'll put them in, I think it stacks of 4. Yeah, they'll be in stacks of 4. 4 stacks here. So 6 bowlers apiece. Do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Okay. Now I think all we got to do is roll 1 dice, and a 1 or a 2 is the 2 highest bowlers advance. 3 or 4 highest average bowler advance, you draw 1, and a 5 or 6 is you draw 2. So we'll start with the top left. Oh, I probably would, especially with the World Cup. Probably should have got it. Oh, yeah, probably should have got the soccer game. Okay, so just 1 dice here. A 1 or a 2 is the 2 highest. A 3 or 4, we draw 1 and the highest. And a 5 or 6, we draw 2. So it's a 5 or 6, we draw 2. We'll roll both dice here. And 2 and a 6. So the bottom one and the second one advance. So we got Pete Weber advancing and Don McCune advancing to the round of 8. Let's see who got eliminated here. You got Skew Forsman, Tommy Jones, Norm Duke, and Mikhail Kalavima got eliminated. And they'll get 5 money points. Group number 2 is a 2. That's the 2 highest bowlers. So you got a 213 and a 221. 211 gets eliminated. 217 makes it. Another 217. But then Barnes with a 224. So Barnes and Brian Voss, Chris Barnes and Brian Voss advance. And that eliminates Doug Kent. Unfortunately, my man Earl Anthony and Al Red Sox fans, man, Earl Anthony gets eliminated. Tom Baker and George Pappas will get 5 money points. Next up is the bottom left here. Just one dice, and it's a 3, so that'll be the highest and draw 1. The 1 will be a 6, that'll be the bottom one, which will be Ernie Shekel advances. And now the highest remaining, a 225. I would imagine that's going to get it, but we'll look here. 220, 216, 222. No, a 228 by Parker Bone III. He's going to advance. And Couch, Roth, Dickens, and Allen are eliminated and will get 5 money points. And the last group here, who will be the last 2? To make it to the round of 8. A 1, the 2 highest. So 223, 213 won't make it. 216 does. 213 won't. A 215 won't, and a 214. So we got Walter Ray Williams and David Ozzie will make it to the round of 8. You got Troop, Weber, Ballard, and McGrath that doesn't make it. So here we go, round of 8. The way this works now is we'll use the quick play and get an average. Whoever has the best average will make it to the latter round. So first up will be Pete Weber. So we'll look here, either a normal or an aggressive. We roll the 20-sided die along with, a 6-sided dice. And I'm going to steal from my buddy Alan Shaw. Instead of deciding whether they roll normal or aggressive, we'll say the white die is the normal D6, and the black die, if it's a 6, they're bowling aggressive. So here we go. Pete Weber. Let's see what Weber gets here. He gets 12-5. So that's a normal ball. And that is -14. And Pete Weber is a 221. So that would knock him down to a 207. See if he makes it with that. Next up is McCune. See what he gets here. He gets a 12-3. That is, again, is a average ball. And that is a -5. And McCune is a 214. That gives him a 209. Next up is Brian Voss. Hey, Ken, how's it going? Oh, sorry about that, Ken. Here we go with Voss here. We got a 19-1. That's an exceptional roll. And a 5. So here he gets 31 plus 31. And he is a 221. So that'll be a 252. He might be leading here. Well, 252. Next up is Chris Barnes. And he gets a 1-4. So that's an average roll. That'll be plus 29. Sure. And he is a 224. So Barnes ends up with a, what did I say, plus 29. That will be a 253. Gets Voss by 1 pen. Maybe being the number 1 spot. Here comes Ernie Shekel. See what Ernie gets here. Excuse me. It'll be a 16.5. That's an average. That'll be a minus 17 for Ernie. So he's a 210. Knocks him down to a 183, correct? 183. He definitely isn't going to make it. He'd probably be number 8 seed. Only 5 advance here. Parker Bone the third gets a 9-2. That's plus 4 for Parker Bone the third. That gives him a 232. Walter Way Williams Jr. See what he gets here. He gets a 10-6. Not good. That's a terrible roll. 10-6 minus 41. Walter Ray Williams. He is a 223. So that will knock him down. What did I say? Minus 41? Yeah. Oh, it's a 182. Sure, he's not going to advance. That's the worst scorer out of all of them. And last one, David Ozzie. Needs a, let's see here. Needs to beat a 209 to advance. An 11.5, that's an average, minus 2, which is a 214. So he will be advancing. So we got Barnes. It's the top of the ladder. Chris Barnes with a 253 will be this number 1 seed. Brian Voss with a 252 will be the number 2 seed. Parker Bone the third will be the 3 seed. Kind of fitting. Oz, David Oz with that 215 will be the number 4 seed. And McCune with a 209 will be the 5th seed. All righty. That means Williams, Siegel, and Weber are eliminated from the ladder. And how many points do they get? They get 7 money points. So now we'll get ready here for our ladder matches. So our first match will be between David Oz and Don McCune, the number 4 and number 5 seeded bowler. Let's do this here. David. And he'll be taking on Don. McCune. Ready? And here we go. We only need 2 dice now, unless we have to go to the YZ or U chart. First up is David. First frame. Let's see what he gets here. He gets a 5-1, an exceptional. That's a strike for David. Start out this first frame. Now Don, here in the first frame, what can Don do? He gets a 6 and an average ball. That's a strike also. Both bowlers starting out good here. He gets a strike. So both bowlers start out with strikes here in the first frame. Okay, now it's David. It'll be Don again in the second frame here. Second frame, he gets a 7 and not a very good ball. A 7, he only gets 8 pins on the first ball here in the second frame. Gets an 8. Okay, can he pick up the spare? And it is just a normal 8. So on an exceptional ball, he always gets a spare. On a normal ball, he needs to get a 17 on the 20-sided dice, and he sure don't want no 6. So he gets an exceptional ball, and he does pick up the spare. So 8. So he gets his spare. And we move on to the second frame for David. Okay, he's got a small opening here with that spare. Can he make up for it? A 19.5 is a normal no, a 7 plus. He doesn't. So he gets 7 pins. And on a 7 plus, he makes everything with an exceptional ball. On a normal ball, he needs to get a 17 on 20-sided, and he sure don't want no 6, that's for sure. A 14-2, he does pick up his spare. So he picks up his spare. All right, now we go to the third frame for David. And it's a 4-6. Not good. He only gets 9 pins. Let's see if he can pick up his spare. Well, 9 pins. Anything but a 19, he will on a regular ball. And a 16-3, he does pick it up, but barely. So we move to the third frame for Don. See if he can pick up a strike here. 2-3, that's a strike all day, he says. So he goes up by 1 pin. His max is a 280 compared to David's 269. Bear with me when I switch back and forth here. I'll get used to this, guys. It's going to take me a little bit. So now the fourth frame for Don. See if he can continue here with the strike. 17-3. No, he only gets 8. Only gets 8 pins. Okay. Can he pick up his spare here? Okay. And it's just a regular 8. It is a 13-4 on an 8. So he picks that up, gets that spare. Now we go to David. See what he can do here in the fourth frame. David gets a 13-2. And that's a strike for David. Wrong one, darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Wrong guy. Ain't that awful? Messed that up. Just have to remember in the fifth there, that's not a strike for him. All righty. The fifth frame now for David again, working on a strike. And it's an exceptional ball, 17-1. That's a strike. And now Don with his fifth frame here. See if he can answer these strikes. A 12-3. Yes, he does. He gets a strike in the fifth, so we don't have to change that. That worked out well. So right now, through 5, the maximum score for David is 269, and the maximum score for Don is 260. So here we go to the sixth frame. for Don. See what he can do here in the 6th frame. It's a 14-5. That's 9 pins for Don. In the 6th frame here. 9 pins. See if he can pick up this spare. With the 9 pins, he needs up to a 19 on an average roll. 15-2, he gets the spare. Through 5 frames, he's rolling 100 with a possible 240 max. See what David can do here in the 6th frame. 11-5. That's a strike. That's a turkey for David. He's starting on a good roll here. Gets 3 in a row. Fitting for this time of year. Gets a turkey. He got 89 through 4. His max is still 269. Okay, can he get a 4-bagger here in the 7th frame? A 13-2. He sure does. That's 4 in a row for David. He's trying to pull away here. He's 119 through 5. He's up 19 pins right now on Don. Don needs a strike in the worst way here to answer back. Got a 119 to a 100. Like I say, David's working on a 4-bagger. Don needs to get some work done in here, man. Sure. So here we go. In the 7th frame for Don. A 24. And that is 7 pins. Not what Don needed. Sure. Only 7 pins. Can he pick up the spare here? 7 pins. He needs a 16 or higher on an average ball. A 10-6. That ain't good. 10-6 on a 7. He still picks up the spare, though. I'm surprised. But he's looking shaky. His max now is only 227. And now we go to the 8th frame for Don. What can he do? What can he do? A 19-3. That's only a 7+. He is falling apart here. Definitely not doing what he needs to get back in this. It looks like David's going to win this. Can he pick up the spare here in the 8th? 7+. It is a 9-3. He picks up that spare. So he's got 134 through 7. Now his max only 214. As David, like I say, is working on a 4-bagger. See what David can do here in the 8th. With a 17-1. That's a strike all day. That's 5 in a row for David. Sure. It's making this look easy. And I did it again. I screwed up. Put it in the wrong spot. Okay, David here in the ninth. A 19-4. Oh, there goes the chance for a 6-pack. That's only 7 pins. Could have had a 6-pack. Could have opened that PBR up. So through 7 frames, it's 176, 134. David's max is a 246, and Don's only a 214. As we go to the 9th frame for Don, see what he can do here. 17-3. That's only 8. Now what he needed here. Okay, can he pick up the spare going into the 10th frame? Let's see here. A 23. Let's see. That was a 7+. No, he only gets 2. Jeez, you Pete's. Sorry. Only gets 1. Right? Let's see here. A 23 on a 7, on an 8 rather. Yeah, gets 1 pin. Sure. Leaves an open frame. Ain't that awful? Going into the 10th. Not good at all. His max now is a 191. Matter of fact, he's already lost this game. 196. David has won the match. Here we go. 10th frame for Don. Gets a 2-6. That's only 9 pins. Jeez, you Pete's. Guess he's just throwing the ball down there, getting this over with. Can he pick up the spare? An 18-6. No, he can't. He was just throwing the ball down there. That is awful. Doesn't pick it up, and that is it. For him, he bowls a 170. Terrible way to start the year out at the first tournament. Alrighty. Here comes David. Finish out the 10th frame. Say he's got this already in the bag. This is just to see how well he can finish off here. A 3-5, that's a strike. A 1-1, can't get no better than that. Strike number 2. Can he get a turkey here in the 10th? A 2-1, he sure does. He was smalling them down. And he'll be going on to the next match here with a 246. Good job by David. So David will be moving along, and he'll be taking on Parker Bone III. And Don, he finishes 5th, so he'll get 9 money points. First up will be Parker Bone the third. And he'll be taking on David. Parker Bone the third will start us off here in our second match. Okay. Parker Bone the third. Let's see how he can do here. First up, frame number 1, a 9-5. That's a straight for Parker. Nice way to start this match off. David was smoking in the first match. Let's see if he can keep it up here. A 12-1. He says that's a strike all day. Matching him. Okay, we go to frame number 2 for David. A 5-6. I don't know about that. That's only 9 pins. Only 9 pins here for David. Can he pick up the spare here in the second frame? With 9 pins and 11-5. He says all day. Gets that. Alrighty, now Parker Bone the third in the second frame here. Gets a 19-2. And that's only 7. Only 7 pins, a 7+. Can he pick up the spare here? A 14-4 on a 7+. Yeah, he gets his spare. Okay, Parker, frame number 3. A 7-1. He says that's a strike all day, boys. Okay, David here in the third frame. A 10-3. Says give me a strike. Goes to the fourth frame here. 6-4. Says make that back-to-back strikes for me here in the third and fourth frame. So right now we got this match all squared, 40 each. Max for both of them is 280. So we go to the fourth frame for Parker. A 15-2. And that's only 9 pins for Parker. Little opening here now for David. Parker get his spare. 11-6. Gets his spare. Gives him 60 through 3. Like I say, it leaves the opening now for David here. If he can keep striking out, what can Parker do here in the fifth? Oh, bounces right back, gets a nice strike. Okay, David can strike here. He takes a nice lead here. Can he do it? 17-5. No, he only gets 8. Only gets 8 pins here in the 5th frame. Can he pick up his spare? 9-6. I don't know. 9-6. He gets it. Just barely. $88-80 through 4. And a 258 max for David to a 260. Parker Bone takes over control here. Let's see what David can do here in the 6th frame. Oh, 13-6. That's not good. That's only 7 pins. David's starting to fall apart here. Was on such a good roll. Can he pick his spare up? Cannot afford an open frame. He gets the spare. Okay, we go to the 6th frame for Parker. What can Parker do here in the 6th? Can he pull away? 15-3. He says, make that a strike, baby. Okay, as we go to the 7th frame here. Oh, a 17-1. That's a turkey. Hear him gobbling now. 3 straight strikes for Parker. He's up 110 to 105 through 5. 160 to a 260 to a 245 max. Here we go to the 7th frame for David. A 9-3. He says that's a strike. What can he do here in the 8th? An 18-6. Not good. That's only 8. Not good. Can he pick up the spare here in the 8th frame? 14-4. He gets it. So a 225 max compared to Parker's 260 here. Parker could keep the pressure on here. Frame number 8 for Parker. A 19-5, not good. Only 7 pins here in the 8th frame. Not what Parker needed. He could have closed the door practically. Now he leaves it open. Can he make this spare? A 7+ spare. 11-6. I don't know. Does he get it? Yes, he does. Parker picks up the spare. A little shaky out there this frame. That drops him down to a 237. Like I say, might have caused an opening here. Let's see what he does here in the 9th. Big frame here and set up your 10th. A 17-6, not good. Not good at all. And that's off the Y chart. First time we've done that today. 17-6 on the Y chart is a 12. That's a +6. +6 on the Y chart for him. He is a AAA. See what he gets here. An 8-2. He does pick it up. Parker coming apart here. In the 9th frame, not what he needed. Just left David back in this match. Here we go. 9th frame for David. A 10-6. And that's only 8 for him. Darn, neither one of these guys seem like they want to win this match. An 8-, a difficult split here. Not what he wants. 8-. A 19-2 on an 8-. Doesn't get either one of them. Show an open frame in the 9th. Crazy, I say. Crazy. It's like, nah, I don't want to go. I want to go home. No, I want to go home. So we got a 201 to a 223 possible. Let's see what David finishes out here with. Bounces back with a 9-4 and gets a strike on his first ball. What can he do here on the second? A 1-2 gets another strike. Final ball here in this match. An 11-5. So he strikes out. So he'll get that 201. But he's going to need some help here from Parker. That's for sure. Okay, Parker could win this with a 223 if he strikes out. Here we go. A 12-5. He says that's a strike barely. A 22. That's not a strike. That's only 7. See what this looks like here. A strike, then only 7 pins. So if he picks this up, he gets a 213 and wins the match. Okay. On a 7, a 4-6. I don't know. Does he get it? Yes, he does. He gets his spare. And Parker Bone will be moving on with his spare here in the 9th. Like I say, both of them down the stretch was trying to give this match away. That's for sure. So Parker Bone will be moving on. And David Ozzie finishes 4th. He'll be picking up 10 money points. And Parker will be taking on Brian Voss. Let's see who moves on to face Chris Barnes for the championship here at the ARC Amarillo Open. So you got Voss against Bone here. Voss. And Parker Bone the third. Alrighty. And Voss will start this match here. See who moves on to the championship round. Here we go. Brian Voss is 6'4", and Brian starts off with a strike. Here comes Parker. After a sloppy end to that previous match, let's see if he can get on a roll here. A 5-4. He says that's a strike. What can he do here in frame number 2? That's a 15-5. That's only 9. Only 9 here in frame number 2. Okay, here we go. Can he pick up a spare? 5-2. He sure does. Okay, Brian now here in the second frame. Working on a strike. 24. That ain't going to get it done. That's 7. That's only 7 for Brian. Can he pick up the spare here? Keep up with Parker. An 18-3 on a 7. And he barely gets it. The last pin barely falls down. Sure. Okay, frame number 3. Here he goes. 9-2. He's back on track with the strike. Parker walks up to the lane here. Knows he's got to keep pace. 3-5. He does. Gets his strike. What can he do here in the fourth frame? A 10-6. He gets 8. A -8. Not good. Not good here in the fourth. Can he pick up this spare? Here we go. A 14-6. I doubt it. A -8. 14-6. He gets nothing. Absolutely nothing. Leaves both of them up. Open frame by Parker. Oh, man. Not good at all. Parker with a 66 through 4. His MAC is a 246 compared to Brian's 260. 280 rather, sure. Okay. Go to the fourth frame for Brian. Got a big opening with that open frame by Parker. Here he goes. 13-4. He says, give me another strike. Barely. That last pin finally fell down for him. Frame number 5. Working on a turkey. Can he get it? A 4-5. He says, yes, I can. 3 in a row. 3 in a row. Nice turkey for him. Look at that. 3 big ones in a row by Brian. Really got Parker in a hole now. Here comes Parker in the 5th. 4-3, gets back on track after that open frame. And an 8-5 keeps it up. That's 2 in a row for Parker. Okay. Can Brian get a 4-bagger? And on 8-4, let's ring up 4 in a row. Going for number 5 in the 7th. 15-5, not this time. Leaves that 1 pen hanging. That ends the strike streak at 5. So we got a 246 max to a 259 for Brian. Can he pick up the spare here in the 7th frame? 22, I'm not sure. A 9. Yes, he does. Nice job by Brian. Gets the spare. Made it interesting, though, that's for sure. We got a 10 100 game and a 66 game through 4. Here we go to the 7th frame for Parker. Let's see what happens here for Parker in the 7th. A 20 and a 1. Only 9 pins. What a waste. Sure. Parker just doesn't seem like he's into this match at all. 9 pins. Wasted that 1. Here we go. Can he pick up the spare? A 4-6. Yes, he does. So it's 115 to 149 through 6. What can Parker do here in the 8th? A 19-1. He gets a strike barely. Barely gets that strike. That 10 pin was a shaking, but it did fall down. Here we go to Brian in the 8th. We got a 9-4. He's back on the strike bin. What can he do here in the 9th to set up the big 10th frame? Whoa, dice got away from him. A 17-5. Only 8. Only 8 pins in the 9th. Okay. Can he kick up the big spare to set up the 10th frame? 8. Needs to knock these 2 pins down. Does Brian. A 1-3 says all day, every day with that one. Not a problem. Didn't even work up a sweat to get that spare. So through 7, it is 169 to 135, a max of 239 compared to 225. So to say the least, Bones needs to strike out here in the 9th and 10th frame. Let's see what he can do. A 3-6. Yeah, he gets it. Sure, barely gets the strike here in the 9th frame. He's going for a turkey here now. Can he get his turkey? Going for his turkey here in the 10th. 15-1 gets a turkey. Going for the 4-bagger. 11-3 gets the 4-bagger. Can he get 5 in a row to put the heat on Brian? No, he only gets 8 on his last ball. Only gets 8 on the last one. Finishes them off with a 223. 223 for Bone. Parker did a good job coming back here in the 8th, 9th, and 10th. Was it enough? Was it too little, too late? Okay. What can Brian do here in the 10th? A 1-2. There's a strike. Did that just put this match out of reach? Let's see here. He needs a spare probably put into it. Yep. I think a spare would do the trick. See what happens here. A strike definitely would. Here we go. 4-5. He says, give me a strike. And his last ball. Here we go. What was Brian's final score going to be? Oh, he says finishes off with a turkey, my friends. Finish this match off right and move on to the championship. Look at that, a 239. So Parker Bone finishes third. He'll pick up 12 money points. And now Brian Voss moves on to take on the leader here at the ARCA tournament in California. Taking on Chris Barnes. And sitting in the wings just waiting to see who he's going to be facing. It's Brian Voss. Okay, Chris Barnes. Taking on Brian Voss. Championship match. Who's going to win this ARCA championship? Chris Barnes up first. 11-6, not the way he wants to start out with. 7 pins. Sure, maybe Chris has been sitting around too long. 7 pins. Can he pick up the spare here? 10-2. He gets the spare. I guess no harm, no foul here in the first frame, getting a spare. 7 with that spare. See what Brian can do. He finished strong. 12-4 gets a strike. What can he do here in frame number 2? 12-6. That ain't going to work. That's only 7 pins for him in the second frame. Can he pick up the spare in the second? 13-5. He gets her. Okay, Chris Barnes got an opening now. He's taking full advantage of it. There's a strike in the second frame. How about the third? A 1-6, only 9 pins. Darn. That last pin would not go down. Okay, can he get the spare here in the third? Gets it. Move to the third frame for Mr. Voss. Here he comes. Can he get back on the strike? Yes, he does. What can he do in the fourth here? A 7 pin, 7 plus. 7 plus. Gets a strike in the third, and now he's with 7 pins here in the fourth. Okay. Needs a spare, Brian does. A 1-2 says, I got that all day, baby. All day long. We got a 280 for Voss and a 270 for Chris Max. Here's Chris. Frame number 4. 4-4 gets a strike. Frame number 5. 9-5 says, give me a nutter. Takes both of those strikes. Okay, can Brian answer him here? 4-2 gets a strike here in the fifth. What can he do in the sixth? Oh, 17-6 on the Y chart. On the Y chart, that's not good. Give him a strike here. And let's see what he gets here on the Y chart. It is a 46. Only gets 5 pins. Sure. Only 5 pins. He is a AAA spare. Let's see what he can do here with 5 pins. A 14-3. He does get the spare. He does get the spare. But he sure did leave the door open now. Chris Barnes going for a turkey. Going for the turkey here. And number 6 frame. And no, he only gets 9. Only gets 9 on that. A 1-6 is only a 9 for him. Okay, can he pick up the spare? See what happens here. 5-5 gets the spare. Okay, Goes to frame 7 here. Working with that spare. A 26. That's a U result on the U chart. Let's get the U chart out here. All righty. See what happens here on the U chart. It's a 25. Bowler finds rhythm. Read exceptional column for the next how many frames. Let's see here. Not many balls. So only one. So only one. Not the roll he wanted. So it'll be an exceptional ball. So anything we got to do on this frame is roll the 20-sided dice. And it's a 19-9. He sure didn't take advantage of that at all. Did not take advantage of that at all. Got in rhythm and can still only get a 9. See if he can pick up the spare now in the 7th. Yes, he does. But he is not closing this match out like he wanted, that's for sure. We got a 238 to a 240. Voss back in this match now. Tell you. Here comes Brian working on a spare. 16-5. Only gets 8. Neither one of these guys is doing well on 8 plus. 8 plus here, and let's see what he can do. It's a 12-2. He gets it. Gets his spare here in the 7th. Put that in the wrong spot. Do it that way for now. Gets an 8. He does pick it up. We go to the 8th frame for him. See what he can do here in the 8th, Brian. He gets a strike here in the 8th. All righty, let's see what Mr. Barnes can do here in the 8th. 7-6. Only 8 for him in the 8th. This is not good. Not good at all. Matter of fact, that's what I gave him. Can he pick up the spare? Yes, he does. Picks up the spare. Now on to the 9th. He needs a strike here in a bad way. He gets it. He gets the strike here in the 9th. Does Mr. Barnes. A 228 to a 226 to a 228. Voss needs to strike out here and well, if he strikes out, he wins the match. Let's be honest here. If he strikes out here in the 9th and 10th, he wins the match. 15-4. Yeah, and he gets 9 here in the 9th. Can he pick up the spare? Yes, he does. Gets the spare in the 9th. Knocks him down to a 208 if he strikes out. Here we go in the 10th frame for him. 13-5. Does get the strike. What can he do here on his second ball? 5-3 gets a strike. And his last ball of the match, a 4-2, he strikes out. So he does get that 208. Is that going to be enough, though, to hold off Mr. Barnes? Let's see here. 13-1 says that's a strike all day. Okay, here he goes. Ball number 2. 3-3. That's a strike. That's a turkey. He says, look at that turkey at the appropriate time. And now, to finish this match out, here he comes. A 5-6. He gets 9 pins. But that should be more than enough to win. More than enough, he said. A 225 to a 208. Your winner, Chris Barnes, wins our first tournament of the season here in California at the Arco Amarilla Open. Great job by Chris Barnes. Coming back here in the 9th and 10th frame. So Voss finishes second, picks up 15 money points. And Mr. Barnes wins it all, gets 20. Thank you, Ken. I'm a little slow here at it, but hopefully I pick up the pace and get a little quicker. Yeah. I want to thank Ken Castro, Philip Reynolds, Al Red Sox fan. I didn't see this. And CLXPS for stopping by. Trying to get rid of this crazy crap in here. It's not letting me get rid of it. That's just great. Just great. That is just great. Won't let me get rid of it. Alrighty, guys. Try to get rid of it later. Like I say, thanks again for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We'll be doing some more bowling and all here on the channel. Hope to get back to racing here maybe a little bit later in this afternoon. Let's show you the winner here again with his 225. Put those 3 strikes together near the end there. That's what did it, man. Lost with the turkey near the end, but it was too little, too late. As Chris Barnes came on at the end to overtake him. All righty. Until next time, y'all take care and have a good one.